Hey guys, welcome to One Punch Man the Strongest, the SEA series. So today we're going to talk about the Child Emperor Core. What can we do with it and what should we not do with it? So since this is the first video on this channel, I'll also give a brief introduction on what we will be focusing on in this channel. Firstly, we want to focus on building a lineup that works well in the arena. Secondly, we want to make sure everyone knows the correct ways of making the lineup better. All our resources should go into certain characters and definitely should not go to other characters. Thirdly, we also want to build a lineup that adapts with time and won't become legacy really quickly. Since I've been following up on the trends in the earlier servers in China, I hope I can bring some insights into what we can do to prepare for the near and far future. The fourth point will be on limited SSRs. Who should we get and who should we not? How to build a lineup that circles around one or two limited SSR characters but is still strong enough for climbing up the ranks. Finally, we will also talk about cost effectiveness of everything we can buy with diamonds, what's worth it and what's not worth it. I'll also be covering various events when they come out in the SEA server to talk about whether these events are worth it to do or not worth to invest into at all. So I do realize that there are different types of players in this game. There are people who focus on PvE, there are people who are super competitive, and there are people who just wants to get their favorite characters and have fun. There are also people who spend a lot of money and don't really care. So my videos are mainly aimed at guys who want to improve their lineups but don't have a huge amount of money to spend. But even for the rest, please don't feel offended if I recommend against investing into a character that you really love, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to have fun in our own way. So my name is Edwin, and my account is in Android server 163. I'm currently ranked 1st in Arena and 5th in BP. My total BP is about 1.5 million, and let's show that real quick. So we do have 1.5 million around that, and in the arena I'm currently ranked 1st. So been mostly successful in these battles. And I'm definitely not the strongest player out there, but I hope to help everyone who watches my videos climb up the arena ranks and without having to spend too much money in the game. So today's topic is on a good lineup for Child Emperor Core. So Child Emperor teams are undoubtedly tier 1 at the time being. So let's see how we can arrange our lineup in the Child Emperor Core. So for any lineup, there really are just 3 questions at the core. So the first one is the speed sequence, which is the most important. Who strikes first and who strikes last? Since there are a lot of combos that we can do with the lineup, this is the most important point. The second point is the overall speed. It is not necessary that we always want to have high speed, because sometimes if we invest a little more into attack, we can actually end the first turn by doing a counter strike. And putting more effort into attack allows us to kill our enemy in 1 try instead of 2 rounds. The third point is which is the core character to put resources into. So in this lineup, apparently we have 6 characters, but as we all should have felt in this game, there's no way that we can develop all 6 characters equally, because in that case, none of them will be really competitive enough for the arena. Therefore, we always need to prioritize certain characters and deprioritize other characters. So speed-wise, we put Child Emperor at the back, at the center, and also as speed 1 in order to give Berserk to our core damage dealers in Atomic Samurai and Golden Ball. So these two are undoubtedly at the core of a shatter team. Atomic Samurai has a follow-up as well as a team shatter. These are all very good supplements to Golden Ball's passive skill. So let's take a glance at Golden Ball's passive skill. So it says after taking action, if there is a shattered enemy, deal 15% attack as extra damage to the target just attacked. So with his ult, he actually attacks all 6 enemies. So that means he would deal 15% attack damage with 1 shatter to all 6 enemies. This is actually an extreme passive, so this is only achieved when you have more than 5 stars, but without 5 stars it will be 10%. So that means if we have all 6 characters shattered in the enemy team, we would actually deal a follow-up of 90% per character. So that's an insane amount of damage, and combined with the 80% damage that his ult already has, that gives him about 170%. Though we can't say that we always have 6 shatters, it's definitely much higher than Atomic Samurai's 100%. So as you can see here, I've put all the resources into Golden Ball, and my Atomic Samurai is just 2 stars. I only needed him to activate his passive, and that's it. What I need him to do is really just to add shatter to the enemy team. Therefore, Atomic strikes second, and we want Golden Ball. We really want Golden Ball to go third because all the shatters would have been there, and Golden Ball can do a ton of damage with its passive. So moving to the front line, we've got CK, we've also got Super Alloy, Darkshine, and Sky King. So this front line is actually quite flexible. I think depending on damage, you can decide between using either Fubuki or Sky King. Sky King is definitely for the offense. So if we check out his passive, when battle starts, increases extra damage dealt by the entire team by 20% for 2 rounds. So it doesn't really matter if he dies. As long as he's in the lineup, we get this boost in the first 2 rounds. And we can see that Golden Ball's passive is actually extra damage. It says deal 15% attack as extra damage. So that means Sky King would actually boost Golden Ball's passive, which is one of his major ways to do damage. So this is a very important character if we want to make sure we get the kill in the first round. By getting the kill, I don't mean like actually killing off all 6 characters in the enemy. We just need to make sure that we kill all of their damage characters at the back. So this is on the Esper character that we select, and the rest too is also very flexible. I've put CK and Darkshine due to these reasons. CK is definitely needed because CK does have a reflection of all the damages he takes. So this here shows that he reflects 20% of damage, and when he reaches 5 stars, it actually becomes 30% damage. So that means if my CK, he currently has about 600,000 HP. When he dies, he deals approximately 180,000 damage to each person in the enemy team. So that's quite a good amount of damage, I would say, and it usually is that damage that you lack to really kill off the enemy team. But if you really don't have Carnage Kabuto, CK, another character you can go for is Tank Top Master, or even a Mai Mask if you're a heavy PvE player and you've invested a lot into a Mai Mask. So that's all viable choices. If you're really lucky and you're getting Fubuki, then putting Fubuki at the spot is also fine. For Super Alloy Darkshine, we do not need to put any resource into him like Sky King. So if you check out my Super Alloy Darkshine, he's like not even half the BP of my Golden Ball. So I only need him for his passive, which when battle starts would increase ult damage reduction. So as we all know, in a Child Emperor core setting, everyone in the first round would actually use ult. Or if not everyone, 5 characters. So that means most of the damage we take are ult damages. So this passive becomes really important. However, we don't really need him to survive. We just need him to provide that protection in our front row or the back row, depending on how your battles look at the moment. And then let's talk about how we can put the correct resources into Golden Ball and build him into a beast that he is. So first step is definitely with gear, exclusive item, and standard gears. So with standard gears, we always go for Night Set. If your attack isn't dropping too far just because of using the set, do not go for Assorted, because Night Set provides 10% extra damage to the target and stacks up 3 times. So whenever you attack an extra enemy, so what that means is if you have 3 opponents, then you have actually 30% extra damage on all of them, and then you have another 30% extra damage right on top of the main target, because the main target takes double extra damage. So this really boosts your damage about 35% to 40%. So unless your attack drops by 30%, I think it's good to go with nice set. You can always test it yourself, but that's like the underlying logic. And exclusive item wise, we definitely do need to get the slingshot, because it's free. Firstly, it'll cost you about 300 in here, supply depot. You can just exchange for it, get 50 of these, and then with the slingshot, the extra effect is that you can now have 100% chance to afflict 3 random targets instead of 2 random targets. So that's very important because we know that each shatter actually makes him deal 15% attack as extra damage. So any extra shatters that we can add to the enemy team is very helpful. On top of that, we also get 10% attack boost. So this also brings us to how we spend our Star Ascension cards. So on Star Ascension cards, I personally don't go for speed as much as most people do, because I believe if I do a nuclear golden ball and put all the resources into him, he's definitely able to survive more than 1 round. And if we all deal just 1 round of damage anyways, if I can make sure I kill them off in the first turn, that actually means by everyone striking once, I'm doing more damage, right? So that's my philosophy of building. So as you can see, I've put all my Ascension cards onto Tank Top Master's HP. So my Tank Top Master is actually my main character, and I put him at the back with Golden Ball, because after Golden Ball strikes, Child Emperor would actually provide 2 more energy for Tank Top Master, and then what he would do is put up a shield of 30%. That's because I have the keepsake, but even if you don't have the keepsake, that's about 20% of his HP. I like that it's based on his own HP. So that means if we just get his HP up in the air, he can actually make sure that Golden Ball survives an extra round. And with a nuclear Golden Ball that we have now, the damage in the second round is incredible. So by removing sorry that I'm going a bit off topic. I'm going to talk about my own lineup. So in my own lineup, I actually don't have Atomic Samurai. What I have is Super Alloy Darkshine. I just wanted to make sure that I offer all the protection that I can. But sometimes when faced against enemies who are just too tanky for me, I do remove him and put Metal Knight. So when I put Metal Knight, I usually put Child Emperor at the back instead. The reason that I put my Child Emperor in front most of the times is because he really doesn't get that much resources. Because resources are limited, and I wanted to make sure that my Tank Top Master, Golden Ball, and Carnage Kabuto trio gets it. Because these are the 3 characters that really benefit from the extra resources that you put into. I think one distinction point here is that if you don't have the Ultra Ultimate for Tank Top Master, he is not really exactly the same person. So if you don't have it, maybe it's better to go with Super Alloy Darkshine, because he doesn't take any resources and he deals a ton of damage as well. So let's quickly put that back so that we don't get destroyed. Alright, so that's the contents for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do let me know in the comment section what you would like to find out, be it about limited SSRs in the future, or about where we should invest our resources, how we can get resources, what should we buy and what should we not buy. So see you guys in the next video.